Hi everyone, I have done a little video here for us just to go over some of the techniques that we're learning in our crochet class. So we are using a double knit wool here, and this is a 5mm hook. We do a slip knot. There's different ways to do a slip knot. I tend to do a sort of cross and then I push the loop through like that. You can do it this way, where you would cross over like that, and then your loop, this is your working yarn here, goes through there, and we're trying to pull the tail, actually pull the tail like that, and then we're going to put that on there, so it gives you a bit of manoeuvrability in here. Okay, so hook is down. I tend to try and reset to this where hook is down, crochet's underneath, and we're going to do some singles or make a foundation chain. So I tend to use the pen hold rather than a knife hold, which is like that. So yarn over, back to front like that, not that way, it's always this way. Okay, and I'm going to keep going with my chain, and I'm going to keep going, and I've speeded this up over the years. I tend to let my hook do the work for me. You can see that I'm using this is pulling that through. Okay, so that's probably quite enough to get me started. I'm going to do some double crochet along there, so I'm missing this one and I'm going into the second one. Okay, so I'm going in here, through, and then I'm going to pick up my yarn over, and then there should be two yarn over and through those two. Okay, sorry, my kitten's playing with he loves his wee toy, so if you can hear that in the background, I apologise. So then we're going to yarn over. Okay, so we call that a double. That's a UK double. In the USA it's called something different and it gets quite confusing. So next one in here, and you can see if the tension's too tight, it can be quite hard to get it through. So even I can make that mistake. So you can physically yarn over. Sometimes I just sort of streamline it so that the wool's kind of there. Some people you'll see are doing this kind of thing, they're flicking their wool over with the middle finger. I don't do that, but we're all different. And then we're going in here. You might see some tutorials where there's this sort of thing going on, and I don't like doing that either. I find living with cats, if I try and do anything, you know, they want to be part of it, or they want to be the centre of attention. So I'm just waiting on one of them coming up here in a minute to say hi. Okay, so in through there, yarn over, pulling it through, yarn over, there we go. This is a double. So if I speed that up, you know, I just get the feel for it. You literally get the feel for it, but that doesn't happen for a wee while yet. You know, you've got to stick at it. There we are. So you can see the tension when you get to this stage. It can get really tight and it can be tricky, but we've managed it there. Okay, so it's quite a short stitch. You know, there's not a lot of movement in it. You wouldn't use that for a garment particularly. You would use it for maybe the rug hug or the rug mug. A garment, you would want a longer, more flowing stitch, but we'll come to that. Okay, so if I wanted to keep doing doubles, I could do one chain, turn round, and then we go into the chain spaces. So we don't go into this one because there's already this kind of pretend double stitch in here. We go into the next one, because if I put another one in there, I'm increasing, so you'll have 2 in the one stitch and it'll go out, and you'll end up with way more stitches than you started with, and you'll get a different shape. You won't get a square, you'll get a piece of bunting, you'll get a flag. Okay, so not in there, in here. There we go. So that would be doubles again. Okay, so the chain space, you get used to it, it's like a wee equal sign. You go in, there's a wee hole there, you make sure it's going underneath the 2 at the top. And it's just different because we're not doing our doubles into a foundation chain anymore. Your doubles are going into a previous row of doubles, and that's why. Okay, so it's hard at first starting to go, oh right, that doesn't kind of make sense. It does make sense, it's just if we start to go into the back, like in there, we get a ribbed effect, and that's lovely if you want that, but we want an even crochet surface. Okay, so we don't do that unless you really want to. Okay, so the wee chain space you get used to, and you'll see you go under the V like that. That's a good check as well. Okay, and then it's getting to a kind of tricky stage here where it's really easy to create a decrease. See how that's quite angled? If I left that and I kept doing it, I'm going to end up going that way. It's going to not be even at the edge, so that needs another stitch. There's a hole there, there's a gap. So I need to kind of pick up under the V again, which is really tight in there. So that's where some people find that a bit tricky, you know, and you can see that has filled in the gap like that. Okay, and that's what it kind of looks like. So it's still quite short. So our next stitch that we're going to learn on Sunday, and it's good to have this video at hand, okay, if you want to look at the half treble. Okay, so the half treble is taller than the double. Okay, so with the double rows we just do a single chain. Do you see how I've done 2? 1, 2. I'm going to repeat it. Okay, so instead of just doing 1, we're going to do 2. 1, 2, because the half treble is a taller stitch. And then we're turning it round to go the other way. We have to keep turning our crochet round as we go side to side. It's like the typewriter, you have to, you know, give it a spin. Go to the next side. The next side. Okay, so we're going to miss this one because it's already got this fake stitch in here. Okay, and we're going to go into this second chain space. Now, a half treble, we yarn over. Before we go into the chain space, yarn over, and we've not got 2, we've got 3. Okay, and then we're going to yarn over, and we're going to go through the whole lot. Okay, that's a half treble. So we're going to do it again. We're going to yarn over, and I'll go over this on Sunday. And we're going to go into the chain space. We're going to yarn over, 3 on there, and we're going to go through the whole lot. Okay, so it's a wee bit taller. It's worth 2. See, if I don't do the yarn over first, I get double. Okay, so remember, this is all about loops and a hook. Okay, so to get that taller stitch, I need to do more yarn overs to get taller stitch. So I have to yarn over, go into chain space, yarn over, get an extra loop, and that makes a taller stitch. It's taller than a double, there's more loops. Yarn over, in there, yarn over, all through the one. Okay, and you can see, you can't really see it too well here, I suppose, but it's a taller stitch. Yarn over into chain space, picking up that yarn over through the whole lot. This is a half treble, so just go over that again. If I don't yarn over here, it's just a double. Okay, so whoever has worked out how crochet works has realised if you do another yarn over in there before you go into the chain space, you end up with extra loops. Yarn over through the whole lot. Okay, keep going through, yarn over. See, that's a double, so I need to, and this is where I'll say to you, what do I need to do first? I need to yarn over before I go into the chain space. Yarn over through the whole lot. Yarn over, and you'll probably be really tempted to forget that yarn over before you go in, because I am. I'm tempted to forget. Yarn over through the whole lot. See what I mean? Okay, so that's, if it's going to happen to me, it's going to happen to you. Yarn, but just, you'll know you've made a mistake, so you just take it out again. Yarn over, in, yarn over through the whole lot. So let's see what's happening here. Oops, I've not yarned over. Okay, so if you've not got 3 loops on your hook, you've not yarned over. Okay, so if I leave it at that, I've got an angle there. I need to fill that space. So I'm going to yarn over and I'm going to go underneath this V in here. It's actually a wee V that's just tucked in that wee area. Yarn over, and then that fills it in. So that's probably the trickiest part, is getting that done. Okay, so that's, it's very hard to see the difference here, but it is a bigger stitch. Okay, so that's what we've learned so far. We've got single or foundation chain, we've got doubles, we've got half treble. Your next stitch is a treble, but we're not at that stage yet. Okay, so I hope that helps, and I'll see you all on Sunday.